know what you want from me. It's like you playing a game of Bloody Mary or something. But here I go. Here I go. Emme Rain, such a shame I gotta do this to you, but you keep poking and prying, so I'ma give it to you. Anytime I see you, know what's up with me. Why you keep on calling my name? What you want from me? Could it be the fortune and fame you gain from energy? A predator is who you be, unbind those energies so we can see that you really weak. Tell your minions stand down, they don't really want this heat. Tell them that this war that we in, it's just you and me. All those curses flow from your grin, I speak it fluently. Talk about what you gon' do to me, I violate you intrusively. Pay your damn bill, that tax lien is waiting patiently. Get the gab is all we see, foot on neck so you can't breathe. Bet you didn't know I was a beast when I ride to be standing 10 toes down in my lane. I don't know defeat, now I'm calling my energy back to me happily, but actually the savage me is ready for a massacre. Just in case you was confused, that was a wordplay on massacre. Yeah. You want to keep going back and forth? Round for round, pound for pound. Let's go, or stand down. You unleashed the beast. First lady.
Hey, everybody. Lavette Minn here. All right, I'm back for part 2. Now, before I get into it, in part 1, I mentioned Emme Rain going live on me again in August, but I said August of 2022. That was incorrect. It's actually, she went live August 2024. So about 3.5 months ago. So I just wanted to make that correction so we can make sure that the timeline is timelining. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into part 2. So I left off at the Expo, which took place in August of 2021. She did invite me to be a speaker. So I was a speaker. Okay. I got on the stage. I had my PowerPoint presentation going. The name of my presentation was Corporate Brand Magic. And all was well, right? All was well. So when my time was up, when I got off of the stage, we went straight into intermission. So, during intermission, that's when people, start conversations, have conversations with other people and things like that. So everyone's walking around, mingling, talking to whoever they're talking to. And I see Emme Rain walking in my direction. So I thought that she was coming to me to say something to me. So when I locked eyes with her, baby, that witch gave me a look. She looked me up and down. You know that look a female gives another female when they look you down to your feet and back up to your face and roll their eyes and turn their head the other way. She looked at me just like that. And I said, ooh. In the back of my mind, I was like, I don't know what I did, but I definitely hit a nerve. But let's be honest, Emme Rain felt threatened because I got on that stage and I rocked that motherfucking stage. See, Emme Rain had been, she had been hearing about me from other people, but she had never seen me in action. Even though I was doing a lot of live videos because I was teaching a lot on Facebook Live at that time, I'm pretty sure she never really watched my videos all the way through. If she did, she probably only caught like a few seconds, a few minutes of it just to, try to feel me out and see who I was, in the beginning. But she never really saw me in action for real, for real. And when I got on that stage, I rocked that motherfucking stage. Like, I'm just going to keep, it is what it is. And, Rain felt threatened when she saw me in action. That's the only explanation, because the night before the expo, all of the speakers had dinner with her at a restaurant in Buckhead. the night before. And that was my first time meeting Emme Rain in person. And all was well. Um, I could still feel that I could still feel something even that night. And I never mentioned that before. I could still feel something, but it wasn't anything to really give too much attention to, or it wasn't anything to read into. You know what I mean? But something was there. But when I got off that stage, oh yeah, it showed. She couldn't even hide it. It showed. So there were a few of us that had. It was the next day after the expo. There were a few of us that went out for brunch, and that's when I mentioned it. I said, "You know what? I don't think Emme Rain likes me." And I proceeded to explain to them what I saw, what I experienced, and I did share that. Um, so fast forward, time goes on, and after that experience with her, I started pulling back energetically because that showed me you don't really like me like that for real. So it's no, I'm not going to continue to support you by purchasing any of your products, by, listening to your lives, by just energetically investing in you. So I pulled my energy back. Okay. Um, but about a month after the expo, I realized after the fact she didn't put up the post. It was actually the guy she was with, or the guy she's married to now. At that time, he posted a picture of the ultrasound and he tagged her in it. So that's how it ended up on my timeline. But I didn't notice any of that. I just know that it popped up on my timeline. So it was a ultrasound picture. And I panicked a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm a woman and I'm a mother. So just a little bit, because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. And you remember I mentioned the night before the expo, all of the speakers, we had dinner with Emme Rain. And there was a point at dinner where we were like, drink it, like, egging her on to take a shot, just friendly fellowship. And so I thought about that moment. I'm like, oh my God, because I know as a woman, sometimes we can be pregnant, especially in the early stages. We could be pregnant and not know that we're pregnant. So that was the first thing that came up for me, right? So I commented, and I was like, oh my God, I hope you weren't pregnant when we were egging you on to take a shot. And she commented, she responded to me, and she was like, oh no, sis, I wasn't pregnant at the time. Um, Um, that's all I remember her saying on that comment. She was just like, "Oh no, sis, I wasn't pregnant at the time," and I was like, "Oh, okay, good." And then a few days later, maybe 2, 3 days after that, I got a notification where her son Montario responded to that comment. He was like, "Emme Rain is not stupid. If she was pregnant, um, you think she would be drinking?" And I remember initially I said that I didn't respond to him, but my memory was jogged the other day. I did respond to him. Now I remember I did respond to him, and I said, well, no, that's not what I was thinking. I know sometimes as women we could be pregnant and not know it. And but I really didn't feel any way by his response to me or his comment to me, because I mean that's her son. You know what I mean? That was the first thing for me. I'm like, that's her son. Of course he's gonna come to her defense, because my son would do the same thing as well. So, but because he felt some kind of way based off of his comment, I was like, I wonder if Emme Rain feels a way. So I reached out to Emme Rain in her inbox, and like I said, um, I have receipts for everything that I am speaking on. So again, when I'm able to share those receipts here, I will. So I reached out to Emme Rain directly in her inbox, excuse me. And I said to her, hey, I just got this comment from Ontario, but I'm not worried about that. I just want to check in with you to make sure that you're okay. You don't feel any kind of way. There was no malice intent behind my comment. I just panicked a little bit. And she was like, oh no, sis, it's okay. I know he did mention it. I'll talk to him about it. But no, it's okay. I'm just so excited. And I'm like, I'm sure you are. It was a very pleasant exchange, right? It was a pleasant exchange. Even though I already know, like, for real, you don't like me because this is a month after the expo. You already showed me how you felt. But at the same time, we're adults, right? And if I said something and if it was taken out of context, let's have a conversation about it. So in that moment, it was a pleasant exchange. At the end of that conversation, we exited the inboxes. All was supposed to be well, but in the back of my mind, I just felt like something was going to happen. I didn't know what, but I felt it. That was my intuition speaking to me, right? So after that conversation, that was really the end of that. Remember, I had already pulled my energy back, so I didn't go back to reinvesting in, listening to her lives. Like, everything had ceased because at the end of the day, outside of this conversation, just want to make sure that there's no misunderstanding. But I still know that you don't like me, right? Okay. I did get an invitation to her wedding. I wasn't going to her wedding. Because again, you don't like me. So why am I going to spend money purchasing a gift, either buying a plane ticket or renting a car? Like, I had already made up in my mind that I wasn't coming. Now, she did mention on the live that she had a ritual going, and if you wasn't supposed to be there, then if you walked through the door, you was just gonna have a heart attack. But why do all that but still invite people that you really don't want there? You see what I mean? So that's the whole two-face, immature, backbiting bullshit that she does, right? And we're definitely gonna deep dive into a lot of different cases. Cause see, Emme Rain, you talk a lot of shit. You talk a lot of big shit on live. You don't even know you be implicating yourself. Keep talking. Anyway, so I wasn't gonna go to the wedding. Okay. Something just came up too. So I want to back a little bit. I want to back a little bit, and then we'll pick up where I'm leaving off. But let's back a little bit. You know, Emme Rain came for people that truly supported her. So I want to go back to when we formed Mastermind Collaboration. And I'm not going to call any names. I'm leaving everyone's identity out of this. At some point, if I decide to open it up where I'll bring other people on to talk about it, we'll get into it at that point. But right now, this is almost like my digital uh diary that I am releasing out publicly. But this is really for Emme Rain. I want Emme Rain to hear my voice. I want Emme Rain. That's why I put my picture up here. That's why my name is showing, because I want you to know that it's me talking. I'm not high. I don't have to go on camera, but it's me. Okay, it's me. So anyway, so let's back a little bit. When we were a Mastermind Collaboration, we used to, even though I stopped participating in rituals, but it was about five of us in the group at the time. And we would put money together and we would donate spots to some of her rituals. So, we would send her the money. So let's say we'll put enough money to um, donate or fill five spots. So we'll send her that money, and then she would pick five people that she would want to participate, or whoever she was led to choose for those particular rituals. You know what I mean? Like, we really supported this bitch, and those of us that supported her, like, she literally turned on us. It's three of us. It was five of us, right? But three of us, the main three, she turned on. But that's how fake bitches do. Anyway, so I wanted to share that because that came up, because it's like, how can you talk shit about us? How can you throw hexes and spiritual attacks at us and we supported your business? Oh, we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it. But let me just go ahead and finish telling this story, because this is the opening and the beginning of how all of this came to be. Okay. So after we had the conversation again, you know, all was supposed to be well, but I knew she didn't like me, so I was not going to go to the wedding. And I think not going to the wedding is what spiraled her into this rage that led her to spiritually inciting a warfare between her, myself, and several other people. I'm not alone. There's a lot of other people that she dragged into her web of madness. And I know that it really started with not attending her wedding, and then her also seeing that we were pulling our support, or we did pull our support in our interaction and our engagement away from her. Like, we was like, okay, well, we're done. We ain't fucking with you no more. You know what I mean? We saw what we needed to see physically and spiritually. We saw what we needed to see, and we're not fucking with you no more. So just pulled away. Okay. So February, I believe she got married in February of 2022. We didn't attend the wedding. The day she got back from her honeymoon, the very day, the very same day, it almost seems like she was antsy. She couldn't wait to get back to light up the ritual. The day she got back, she did a ritual. Now I remember me sitting at my desk working, and I had a massive, massive migraine. A massive migraine. I'm thinking I mean, migraines just come about sometimes, especially when you're in front of a computer screen all day, that blue light, you're not protecting your eyes, or it could just be an environmental migraine. It could be for any reason. But that was a spiritual migraine, but I didn't know at the time. That was an attack, actually. Not a spiritual migraine, but that was an attack. That was a spiritual attack. I didn't know at the time. But when I got on Facebook, I'm seeing people put up certain posts, saying certain things. And I'm like, something's going on. So I hear Spirit say, go to Emme Rain's page. I go to Emme Rain's page and I see a whole ritual. And at that time, the name of the ritual was um, Divine Retribution. Yep, that was the Divine Retribution. And I'm hearing her talking about people are going to get cancer, people that you love. I'm going to take away people that you love. And I'm listening to this live like, what the fuck is she talking to? But I connected the dot and I said, I bet you my name is on the altar somewhere in this ritual. The migraine that I was having at that time, the migraine that I was having at that time. Excuse me, I sometimes my words get jumbled up sometimes, but the migraine that I was having at that time was letting me know, yes, my name was on that altar. I was included in that ritual. Okay. But I didn't think nothing of it. I brushed it off. I was like, this bitch is crazy. Ain't nobody do nothing to her. As far as I'm concerned, the last conversation we had, we left on a good note. So I don't know what this is all about. Whatever. When she didn't get the response that she was looking for, April 1st, 2022, full moon in Aries. That's when she went live. And this time she called my name and she called out the names of two other individuals. But when she called me out and she got on me, she was like, Lavette Minn is a dog. Lavette Minn is this. I mean, I don't know. She was saying all these things, cursing me out. Okay. I was laughing honestly because I'm like, damn, what is wrong with her? This motherfucker is crazy. Nobody did anything to her. What got me was when she brought up the whole ultrasound picture situation. And I'm looking at her like, oh, yeah, you a fake bitch. You're a fake bitch. Because you and I weren't friends. I never confided in you with anything. So you had to pull things out of the sky. And the one thing that you had, you used that. You felt like that was your tool. That was your moment to attack me and come at me. So that just really showed me she was already plotting. She had already wanted to publicly humiliate me. She didn't have anything because we weren't fucking friends. And she didn't have any intel on me, no information on me. I never felt led to confide in her in that way. But when she had that one little thing, that one little incident, oh boy, she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait to use it. Now, the reason why I had her served with that cease and desist, which I said she was served. So she went live April 1st. I think she was served like in the middle of April. So I'll say between the 15th and like the 22nd. She was served. I contacted my lawyer immediately. Okay, so she was served in April 2022. What made me serve her was when she stated in this same live, she stated that she sent one of her apprentices to me, and the apprentice paid for a service, and I didn't deliver on that service. First of all, you're not gonna play with my motherfucking name like that. You're not about to play with my name, my integrity, my character, my business, my brand. You're not about to do that. And she knew that was a lie. But again, she didn't have anything on me. She just knew she didn't like me And she was just waiting for something. And I really feel like she pulled that out of her ass, because there's no way that anybody that paid me for a service went back and told her that, unless they were trying to be messy ass motherfuckers as well. Okay. But if that's not the case, she lied. So you're not about to play with me. So you damn right I had her served with a cease and desist. Okay. That's why she was served. After she did that live, it was on from then. For the last 2 years and a half, there has been a real all out spiritual war. And I'll talk about my experience with the war, some of the things that took place during the war. I'll share maybe one or two things, um, and I'll only share it as an educational piece, so other people. Um, I mean, everyone is different, but there are still things that happen, common things that happen. So it'll be shared as a tool for other people to identify when they're in a war, and when to know when to get up and fight back, combat with whatever's happening. Um, so yeah, ever since that live, so for the last 2 years and a half, it's been a war. But things were quiet. Now I don't know if she was still talking on her end, because I have her blocked on all platforms. I mean, she's a non-motherfucking factor, so she's blocked everywhere. But she went live in August of this year. August 2024. And that's the correction that I made, because in part one I said August 2022, but I meant August of this year. She went live. And when she went live, calling out my name again, and I'm like, what do you want? It's been 2 years. Nobody's thinking about you. What the fuck do you want? Okay. Since you keep summoning me, since you keep calling my name, I am going to respond to you, but I'm going to respond to you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And I'm not going away. I'm not going anywhere. If there's a reason, like I had to gain this clarity, that there is a reason why you're calling my name. There is a reason why you keep poking and prodding, because I am going to be one of the ones to give you what you need, not what you want. So let me fix that. I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you exactly what you need. And this is what you need. Hashtag exposing Emme Rain. Okay. So, excuse me. So, yeah. So there's been, we've been in this spiritual warfare for the last 2.5 years. It has definitely made me stronger. It has made me a better spiritual practitioner. It has also caused me to retreat in certain areas in my life. And when I say retreat, because this spiritual warfare has also revealed the true character of a lot of people, even though it was a part of the attack. But you got to remember, a lot of times, many times, most times, it is the case that spiritual attacks magnify what is already present. So a lot of things were revealed to me that I needed to see. So I am partly grateful for the attack, because it has made me so much more aware. I have seen people in a way that I probably wouldn't have seen them before. And it has just caused me to re-strategize and navigate differently in my business and how I interact with other people. So, it wasn't all bad. There were some bad things, but it wasn't all bad, you know? So, coming to a close, that is how we got here. So, all in all, there really wasn't any beef. No one did anything to Emme Rain. This is what Emme Rain does. And again, this is just my story, but I am not the only one. There are other people out there. I have had a few people reach out to me privately. I know that I was going through this war with other people as well. And other people are still in the middle of this spiritual warfare with Emme Rain. But Emme Rain is, she's nefarious. She is devious. She is just a really mean and nasty soul. She's very greedy. She's very selfish. She's out for herself, and she's willing to go to any lengths to stay in the position of power. that she's in, the position that she has built, the brand and the platform that she has built. She's willing to go to any lengths, and now those lengths come with sacrificing people, even people that she loves. And I'm not making this up. This is not me defaming or slandering her. All of this can be verified publicly. And again, like I said, I have receipts to corroborate whatever I speak on. So I'm going to be very intentional and careful about what I say, because I am going to make sure that I can back it up with verifiable evidence and receipts. All right. So we're coming to a close, and I will be back with another video. Hashtag exposing Emme Rain. Peace.
I don't know what you want from me. It's like you playing a game of Bloody Mary or something. But here I go. Here I go. Zeno, you killing it. Emme Rain. Such a shame I gotta do this to you, but you keep poking and prying, so I'ma give it to you. Anytime I see you, know what's up with me. Why you keep on calling my name? What you want from me? Could it be the fortune and fame you gain from energy? A predator is who you be, unbind those energies so we can see that you really weak. Tell your minions stand down, they don't really want this heat. Tell them that this war that we in, it's just you and me. All those curses flow from your grin, I speak it fluently. Talking about what you gonna do to me, I violate you intrusively. Pay your damn bill, that tax lien is waiting patiently. Get the gab is all we see, foot on neck so you can't breathe. Bet you didn't know I was a beast when I ride the beat, standing 10 toes down in my lane. I don't know defeat, now I'm calling my energy back to me happily, but actually the savage me is ready for a massacre. Just in case you was confused, that was a wordplay on massacre. Yeah. You want to keep going back and forth, round for round, pound for pound? Let's go, or stand down. You unleashed the beast. First lady.